Here we go. Buck the Movie Buff back to talk a little bit about Dune 2, something I saw this year back in March near my birthday, and it was kind of like the birthday movie I wanted to see. That will become important here in a second when I explain the resistance to go see this movie. First, though, let's talk about two different movies with the title Killing. First by Roland Joff. It did have a nomination for Best Picture. I think it was beat out by Amadeus, which was directed by Milos Forman. This is an amazing movie, and it came to my attention when I was talking to a friend of mine, a near and dear friend, Frank, who was my manager back in the day at Blockbuster, who traveled to Cambodia and actually got to see the killing fields. So I told my kids, we need to see this. I have it on DVD. Really goes into the genocide, some of the most negative outcomes of an authoritarian communist government, the Khmer Rouge, and the poignant story between two journalists, right? Sydney and his Cambodian journalist counterpart. Yeah, excellent film, true story, and a must see. So The Killing Fields. Another film with killing in the title, Stanley Kubrick's The Killing. And just a little quick tidbit on this. Many don't know that this film actually inspired Pulp Fiction, and that its non-linear scrambled storytelling approach was what Quentin Tarantino used to tell the story of Pulp Fiction. Basically, if you have a beginning and an end in your mind, everything there and in between scrambled will still add to the story, and it will tell the story in the end. So, yeah, if you haven't seen Stanley Kubrick's Killing, you must. That's a 1956 masterpiece. Okay, on to Dune 2, directed by Denis Villeneuve, Canadian filmmaker. I had seen Dune 1. I was excited to see Dune 2 that had recently come out in March of this year. And upon requesting to see it, when asked what would I like to do, since it was closest to my birthday, my daughter and wife didn't want to. They wanted to see Pixar. They wanted to see this. They wanted to see that. And I said, no, I want to see Dune 2. My wife had seen Dune 1. My daughter had not. And we went to see it, and they loved it. That's an important detail to this, because they were so reluctant to go see it that upon walking out of the movie, long as it is, another looking like to be masterpiece trilogy, can't wait for Dune 3, they were just sold on it and thought it was excellent. Hans Zimmer's music, again, industrial, out of this world, the visual effects, the photography, the acting, the sound effects. I mean, this is definitely going to garner some Oscars this year when we get to them in 2025, March. If you haven't seen it, try to find a way to see it on the big screen. It's one of those that is so much better that way. And I'm looking forward to actually watching it again now that it's available on streaming. Some other notes for Denis Villeneuve. He did do Dune 1. He did Blade Runner 2043. While I like the original first Blade Runner 1980 flick from Ridley Scott, I still think, this one is a good one. Interestingly, Ridley Scott did Blade Runner after doing Alien, right? Which I mentioned in one of my just previous overviews on flicks. And it was a 1979 horror sci-fi masterpiece with a female heroine, right? The action hero, female Sigourney Weaver. Well, this director, Denis, he's actually done Blade Runner 2043, but he also did one of my other favorite extraterrestrial movies, which is Arrival. Why do I like that one so much? I'm going to have to do a whole nother video on it, even though it's been out for some time before I created the channel. But what I like is that Arrival deals with such a different way to look at extraterrestrials being not hominid. They look more like octopuses, and how they communicate with us linguistically. So he's a phenomenal director, and rightfully so should be the director of the Dunes. And I hope he's directing Dune 3 when it comes out. And I can't wait to see what Dune steals at the Oscars in 2025. So check it out. Great movie. And try to check out the two movies I shared with you today with Killing in the title. As always, like and subscribe, and that's all, folks.